everybody. Nice to see you. Thanks for hosting us very much. It's a pleasure to be here in Yellow Springs. We're going to kick this off because it's an exciting day. We have just been getting an update on all the projects and what's been done, but I'm Ann Vogel, Director of the Ohio EPA. I'm very pleased to be here representing Governor DeWine. I used to say Lieutenant Governor Houston, but now he's a senator, so he's off to bigger and better things now. And it's very nice to be here representing Director Mihalik from the Department of Development, also to talk about the incredible partnership that has brought us here today between the village, of course, the legislature, thank you for your support of H2 Ohio, between Ohio Builds at the Department of Development, and then H2 Ohio, which I'm so proud to have been a part of now for going on round 7. So it's hard to believe. Then Rep. Kaler and I were on the ground level of developing H2 Ohio, and it's such a unique opportunity for the government, for the state of Ohio, to come along and be able to fill gaps. So when we get a call from the village of Yellow Springs and we're able to say, yes, of course, we're going to help you get this project across the finish line, that's what H2 Ohio does. And so it's a real privilege to be able to be here representing the great folks at the Ohio EPA who have committed their careers to helping public water systems like Yellow Springs. Yellow Springs, your whole team is here, and it's great to meet you all because you're really one of the best at what you do. And you have a great facility, but at a certain point, you can't put all these costs on your customers, right? Rate fatigue sets in, and we're well aware of that. And we were talking about the growth that's happening here in this part of the state and how exciting it is. What a good problem to have, right? But you need to have modern, updated distribution systems. So the money between Ohio Builds, the $1.6 million, and the H2 Ohio money that we're announcing today, that will go out later today, we're able to replace some of the corroding, the failing distribution system, able to provide clean and safe and affordable distribution to the next generation, really, of Ohioans is what we're talking about here. So it's very exciting. I'll be here to take questions about the details in the back, but I right now want to turn it over to the village manager. Johnny Burns, thanks for hosting us. Really nice to be here, and take it away.
Okay. Thank you very much, and I have something wrote down so I don't lose my places. Good afternoon, everyone. First, I'd like to extend a sincere thank you to the Director Vogel and the Ohio EPA for being here today, and for the partnership and the support of bringing an important project forward for us. We are excited to be standing here today to celebrate our efforts that have brought us closer to completing our long-term goals for improving our water system. As many of you know, this process started a long time ago. I can go back to 2014 when some current staff and myself come to work for the village. It was a long journey that began in a deep dive into the data. Our staff gathered critical information on our aging water system and worked closely with Choice One Engineering to determine the full scope and the cost of this project. With their expertise, we were able to submit for a grant application, and we was fortunate to win the funding of the grant, which has made a significant improvement in our distribution system. This project, like many infrastructure projects, faced the unexpected challenges along the way, especially as we uncovered additional needs with the water lines and the valves. But thanks to Ohio EPA's quick response and commitment to helping the community like ours, we were able to secure the additional funds to make it across the finish line. I want to say a couple of thank you. Thank you to the community members and the villagers. Your patience and understanding through this process. We know that infrastructure can be a disruptive, and your support has been essential to success for this project. I also want to thank our contractors, Major Enterprises, that helped us through this whole process. Very grateful for them. But mostly I want to give thanks to the small but mighty village staff that we have. Ben Sparks, our superintendent for electric and water distribution, Adam Williamson, and Lucas Valley Water Distribution, Travis Pelzel and Travis Hoteling, and our Superintendent of Water and Wastewater Water and Wastewater Treatment, Brad Alt. Their dedication is what makes this community strong. Lastly, I'm grateful for the unwavering support from the Village Council, for those that trust us and empowerment to make this project possible. This project is a great example of collaboration at all levels, from our staff and contractors to the partners like Ohio EPA and Ohio Department of Development. Special thanks. I just seen that the commissioner walked in, so I'm going to stop and tell a story. I'm going to go off script a minute. I always love going off script. So, being a new manager, I went to my first Greater Dayton Mayors and Managers meeting at Xenia. At that time, it was Mayor Sarah Mays that was there, which is now Commissioner. Ohio Department of Development was their speaker from Xenia. So they mentioned our project. Thanks to Lydia O'Haley from the Ohio Department of Development. She said, if you ever need anything, talking to all of us managers, if you ever need anything, here's my personal cell phone number. Let me be your point of contact to make things happen. Well, never in my right mind did I think that I was going to have to tap into that resource. But of course, November come, contractor has extras that is not figured into the project. So I was like, let me reach out. And the village, I'm thankful that Xenia had her in the Ohio Department of Development there to be able to help the village of Yellow Springs. And it has been truly a great partnership because she was able to contact with the Ohio EPA. Gina Hayes pops up on my phone and says, hey, how can we help? And what do you have? Which is tremendous. It is truly about collaboration and communication. And I would just want to personally thank Sarah and the Ohio EPA, Ohio Department of Development, and the governor for getting us across the finish line.
Thank you. Well, collaboration is certainly the name of the game in Governor DeWine's administration, so it makes it an easy lift for us to be able to pick up the phone and call each other and talk to each other and rely on each other. And one of our most important partners is also here in the room. We wouldn't be able to do any of this without funding from the General Assembly. And so it's been a real privilege to be able to work together for many years now on H2 Ohio projects. 2 seconds on H2 Ohio, I think everybody knows, but there's a Department of Ag piece, Department DNR, Department of Natural Resources component, and then the Ohio EPA component. And the legislature has been so supportive of continuing to fund that. And it's because of projects like this, where you're able to come and see how it's really improving lives across the state of Ohio. So Senator, come on up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support.
Just real quick, I was going to make a joke about Sarah and I have been in office for a whole 3 weeks, and we're going to take full credit, and then sure enough, that's great. I think everybody said the right stuff today, and that's the fact that we all work together. And I can remember when the governor came up with H2 Ohio, and he brought it. I was chair of Ag in the Ohio House at the time, and we talked about it. How are we going to do this? And the money was split between the Ohio EPA, Ohio Department of Natural Resources, and Department of Ag, and how are we going to spend this money? And this is a fantastic example of how they can come in at the last minute and preserve the one thing that's most important in the state of Ohio, which is our water. And whether it's in Tremont City or Donaldsville, like we talked about it, or the village of Yellow Springs, it is most important that we protect the people, but even more important, the water that sustains us. So thank you very much, Director. All that you've done with H2 Ohio money, whether it's with working with the Department of Ag and the Natural Resources, Ag, Natural Resources, OPA. That is why we're succeeding. It's because people are working together with our communities, and the fact that you have somebody's phone number and can call, that's how we work together, that's how we succeed. So let's keep doing that.
Thank you. So my team reminded me on the way here that in addition to this project, across the Springfield and Xenia area, there have been a number of investments, equipment grants that have gone out to Yellow Springs, and that saves labor hours and makes the system safer. Source water protection, to your point, Senator, about first and foremost being protective of water. We've been able to help with some funding for that. So we appreciate your partnership and the expertise that's here in this room. President, did you want to say anything? Sure. Yeah, come on up. Thank you for being here.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kevin Stokes. I'm president of Village Council. As Ann was going through her introduction, you can go back and listen to the tape, but what I heard was whenever we call, she'll answer and she'll do whatever we need to do. That's my interpretation, and that's the fruit, if you will, of all the labor that's been put into, if you will, this garden of productivity. Someone laid the seed or planted the seed one day, and someone else came along and cultivated it and made another relationship, made another connection, and here we are today. So I just want to be real brief and just say thank you for all you do to help make this little dot be as big as it is. We appreciate all the collaboration that's gone on. That's apparently the theme.
Word of the day.
That's the word of the day. So I will challenge each of us to use the word collaboration in a sentence later on today. That's your goal. That's your goal. That's your promise to me. I just accept your being here as a promise. But we're certainly grateful, and I, on behalf of Village Council and the other members of Village Council, all of Village staff, are one of my great friends, Sarah Mays. I look forward maybe next week seeing you at a certain development meeting. You'll find out about that later. But again, just want to welcome everyone here and thank you for coming and thank you for all your support. And this will not be the last time we meet to celebrate this type of engagement. Looking forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Do you want to say anything? Come on up. I can tell. Commissioner Mays.
Just showing up to show my support. Absolutely. I'm Sarah Mays, a Greene County Commissioner, so just here to show my support. I'm excited. I did not know that story. I mean, obviously I knew that Lydia was there, and what a great connecting piece. And I really view that's our job, is to connect the pieces. I have always said I'm not the smartest person in the room, but I will make relationships with those who are and put the pieces together. And that's what we do. We're here to serve and to make projects happen and to be a success and see our community thrive. So congratulations to each of you. Excited to be on board. Excited to have a small piece of that just by making those connections. So great job. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
All right, that concludes our remarks. Again, I want to introduce Amy. Amy is here. She's our chief of drinking and groundwater, so has all the technical details you might ever want. Bonnie Booker. Bonnie is our chief community officer for this region. If you haven't had a chance to meet Bonnie, she's located out of our Dayton office, but very engaged in all the local things. So thanks again for having us, and enjoy the weekend.